Well, the power of Christ may compel the devil, but this movie did not compel me. Hi, my name is Ryan Lane, and welcome to my review channel. So for today's movie, I will be reviewing The Nun II, directed by Michael Chaves and starring Thaisa Farmiga, Jonas Bloquet, and Storm Reed. So the story takes place sometime after the events of the first film in 1956. Sister Irene, played by Thaisa Farmiga, currently prays at a monastery with her best friend and slightly rebellious nun sister Deborah, played by Storm Reed. Meanwhile, Maurice, played by Jonas Bloquet, is working as a handyman at a boarding school and striking up a friendship and possible relationship with Sophie and her mother, Kate, played by Caitlin Downey and Anna Popplewell, respectively. All seems well, that is until the titular nun, played by Bonnie Aarons, starts murdering priests left and right. And seeing as how that is kind of a bad thing, Sister Irene is tasked with hunting down the nun and defeating it with holy vengeance. So, the biggest problem with the movie is the characters. They're too blandly and broadly characterized to make the audience want to become emotionally invested in them. Maurice is written as a kind gardener who stands up for his friends, but he isn't given much interesting characterization beyond that. He's a nice enough character to watch. There's nothing much deeper below the surface. Also, Deborah is set up as a nun forced into religion who has a bit of a rebellious streak. But the film doesn't do much with said rebellious streak, if at all, and the film doesn't try to explore her relationship with religion because it's set up at the very beginning of the movie that at some point she'll need to quote unquote discover her faith. Yet the film doesn't put in the effort to give her a meaningful arc for that. It just, at the very climax, the film's like, oh yeah, we had that set up as an arc for her. Let's use that now. Doesn't work there. Although I suppose it's better compared to Irene's arc, which is to say she has an arc. Irene has absolutely nothing. She's like, oh, believe in Jesus. At the end of the movie, believe in Jesus to defeat the nun. There's no journey, no insight for this character. And then there's the rest of the cast. The rest of the cast is just thinly sketched caricatures. Like, the most prototypical example of this is a trio of schoolyard bullies at the boarding school that are ripped straight out of a Stephen King novel. You've also got a librarian who houses a bunch of convenient text to help the characters learn about the demonic shenanigans going on. And plus, you have a stereotypically strict headmaster of a school with a dead son. It just doesn't work well for the characters in terms of, being interesting. The writing also features numerous issues. The screenplay feels like but a mere excuse to shuffle the characters from horror set piece to horror set piece. And though these horror set pieces do benefit from decent cinematography and a few creative visuals, with my personal favorite being the magazine rack scare, none of these visuals are all that scary. They're either they're predictable, and when they're not being predictable, they're being unintentionally hilarious. Like, this isn't like the unintentional laugh riot that the Pope's Exorcist was, but it's still pretty unintentionally funny. My personal favorite is when an incense holder is used as a nunchuck. That gave me a solid chuckle. I don't think the film meant for that, but it was a chuckle. Also, the third act. The third act drags mostly because a lot of it consists of the characters just running around screaming from point A to point B as if they're in a Scooby-Doo episode. And the less said about a last-minute revelation regarding Irene's family lineage, the better. So, though it certainly benefits from a spooky atmosphere and some creative visuals, The Nun II is cursed by bland characters, predictable plotting, and a lack of scares. So with all that in mind, I will be giving The Nun II 1.5 out of 5 stars. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. If you like this review and would like to see more like it, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And for today's comment section prompt of the day, what is your favorite Conjuring horror movie and why?